It has been a long time coming for this Super Bowl. The New York Jets taking on the Washington Commanders for all of its glory. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and sorry for the little bit of a delay for this Super Bowl video. Busy in life, things came up, and I just couldn't find time to record it. But we are here now, and boy oh boy, it should be a fun one to say the least. Just taking a look here at this playoff bracket, how did we get to the Super Bowl? We were the number one team in the NFC. Minnesota Vikings lost to the 7th seed Arizona Cardinals, which meant they had to come to us and face. And again, we were able to get the job done. We then had to go into the NFC Championship game, the one game that we lost in the prior year to, I believe it was actually the Lions. We ultimately were able to not only beat them, but dominate them. And now we are in the Super Bowl against the Jets. They came in as the 5th seed, having to beat the Colts, then going up against the number one rated team in the AFC in the Buffalo Bills and beating them 28-21, then having to face the second rated team in the AFC, the Cincinnati Bengals, and beating them 24-21 in what was an insanely close game. So they have been battle tested, while we have kind of pretty much dominated our opponents while trying to get ultimately to this point. Taking a look here at the two teams before we get into today's action. Obviously, taking a look at our team here first. Our quarterback, Lance Klein, 99 overall. And then, unfortunately, our superstar running back, Bryce Jefferson, isn't going to be in the game. Greg Rivers, he's going to have a huge game for us here today. Taking a look at our wide receivers, Lamar Shelton, Dion Fitzsimmons, Josh Meadows, Malcolm Greenwood, Ty Bowen, and then TJ Watkins, all very, very good receivers. We have an absolutely loaded wide receiver room. James Studmere, he is our number one tight end. Boy, oh boy, has he been fun to watch these last 3 seasons. Ever since entering the league, he has been nothing but great. Our offensive line, Mike Nzerma, Darius LeBlanc, James Morrow. Then we have Tyron Whitehead. Then we also have Brandon Flathery, one of our picks a couple years ago. Leslie Moody leading the defense, the beating heart of this team, the beating heart of this defense pretty much ever since he was drafted. On the opposite side, Glenn Bolden, the guy that just kind of shocked us that one year when we got him and he became the playmate. Then looking at our linebackers, Stephen Norwood backing him up, Amari Green, then our linebackers, Brady McClendon, and then Dante Sears, also Jeffrey Whittington, who's just been unbelievable for us throughout his career, and then Wayne Sanborn. Taking a look at Gordon Goodrich, he has been really, really good for us ever since we drafted him. And taking a look here at our secondary, our corners, Dalton Harrison, Trayvon Diggs, Steven Robinson, Antonio Conway, and then Levi Sessions. He's definitely not as good as the rest, but our corners aren't as good as what we've had in years past, but still pretty good. Deshaun Richardson and then Luke Winslow are our safeties, both sitting around that 87 to 86, I believe, 86, 87. And then our kickers, Brandon Aubrey, the superstar kicker from Notre Dame, and then Ryan Stonehouse, our punter. That is the team that is going to be leading us into this Super Bowl. But now let us take a look here at this formidable Jets team. Taking a look, Will Lincoln, the quarterback taken the year after we drafted Lance Klein. Then Brees Hall, still a very, very good running back. And then take a look at the receivers. Garrett Wilson, Miles Streets, Brian Gaines, all very, very good. And then a couple of decent depth guys as well. Zach Carl, a very, very good looking young tight end, 87 overall at 23 years old, and he's a superstar X Factor. Rob Hackett, Kenyon Green, Joe Tippmann, Elijah Vera Tucker, and then also their right tackle, Mike Gore. Definitely not as stacked as our offensive line, but still a good one. Their defensive line, definitely not as good as ours. Taking a look at their linebackers, Josh Bracken's probably their best defender in their front seven. Pardon me, it's actually Aaron Clifford, who is an 87 overall from that first year. Sauce Gardner, Matt Cotherfield, and then Jamichael Ridley, pardon me as I stumble over that name, is their secondary, their safeties. Carlos Spellman and then Tyreek Greenwood are their two safeties, Blake Grupp, and then also Brandon Mann. Definitely going to be a fun battle between these two teams here in the Super Bowl. As you can see there in the middle of the screen, the Jets have an 88 overall offense, an 84 defense, an 86 overall team. While you take a look at our squad, 92 overall offense and an 88 overall defense, making us 90 overall. We theoretically are the better team on paper. We should be able to go out here and get this win. Hopefully, we can ultimately get this done. So let's get into this game. So, as per usual in these games, I will not actually be playing any of the plays. I will simply be doing play-by-play for this. So, let's get into it. We are kicking the ball off to the New York Jets. So, we're going to be able to get the ball in the second half of this game. But the Jets, they are starting to move this one out. But can we get them at the 20-yard line? Yes, we do. Will Lincoln, their superstar quarterback, making his first ever appearance in a Super Bowl. Taking a look at his stats this year, impeccable. 4,730 yards, 40 passing touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. He is a talented, talented player. Lincoln, he's out of the shotgun. Breece Hall beside him. Lincoln takes a shot, and that one's broken up. Will Lincoln was trying to find his receiver, but just couldn't get there. The secondary of the Commanders coming up strong. Lincoln alone in the shotgun, moving around. He has pressure all top of him. He gets hit, but just barely gets the ball away. This Washington Commanders front seven applying a ton of great pressure. So we are at 3rd and 10. Will Lincoln back, trying to get that one out, and gets the completion over the middle for 14 yards. A beautiful catch there by Gaines. Looked like the Commanders were potentially going to be able to break through there, but just Lincoln fires a dot to keep their drive going. This time Lincoln under center. Breece Hall Fake handoff. Lincoln tries to get that one around it. An interesting pass. Gaines couldn't bring that one down as he got absolutely rocked by Robinson while he was trying to catch that one. Lincoln back, shotgun. Goes back, moving around in the pocket. He fires this one and ultimately gets the completion for his second of the game. Gets it to Carl, his young, stellar tight end. The 2 plays that he's had to make continuing these drives. The I formation. Lincoln snaps the ball, fakes it to Hall, fires this one, and this one is brought in by Garrett Wilson. He had all sorts of pressure right on top of him for the 11-yard gain. Richardson right there trying to make that hit. Lincoln again in the shotgun. He gets the snap. He's looking for a pass. He tries to go deep, and he finds his running back, Breece Hall, who's going to be bringing this one in for the touchdown. The New York Jets, after going 0-2 to start the game on their first possession, are now in the end zone after just marching down the field. Absolutely beautiful ball by Will Lincoln. Gets it to Breece Hall, who had no one covering him, and he just had the speed and the motor to get into the end zone. Jets up 6-0. Let's see what's going to happen here with the PAT. Should be fairly routine. It is up, and it is good. Washington Commanders, last time they were in the Super Bowl against the Baltimore Ravens, found themselves down early in that game, but they got really, really close in the third and fourth quarter. Hopefully they can have a faster start here, but barely getting it to the 24-yard line. So now our quarterback, Lance Klein, who has been so up and down throughout the series, but the last few years has been playing at an MVP type level. 4,520 passing yards to 34 passing touchdowns and only 6 interceptions. He goes under center for the first play of his game. Gets the ball, hands it off left, and that one's going right. A bunch of room being able to be made. The first actual run that we've seen. And Jason Kershaw, he's going to be going down with an injury here in today's contest, but he's there on the bench, so he's probably only going to be out for a handful of plays. 2nd and 1, exactly where you want to be when you're running the ball, like this Commanders team has done so well with Bryce Jefferson. Obviously, he's not there. Fake handoff. Klein, he dumps that one and just can't get it in. Lamar Shelton, I believe, the one who ultimately dropped that pass. 3rd and 1. Commanders back under center. Klein, he's going to hand this one off, and his running back looked like he had it there for the moment, and Greg Rivers had it there, but he got pushed back, and so it's going to be 4th and inches. An interesting decision here for Sean Easton, the head coach of this Washington Commanders team. Rivers again had it, but kind of had to bounce it, and so Rivers, the head coach for the Commanders, he's going to send this one. The Jets escape, get the ball back, fair caught. Commanders, unfortunately, especially after that first play, looked like they were going to easily convert on this one, but go 3 and out. And here comes Will Lincoln and that explosive Jets offense, and he has his superstar X-Factor ability currently on. Lincoln, he's moving back, some pressure coming his way. Breece Hall, he gets the ball. Their biggest mover of the football so far here today. That big reception, 2 catches for 44 yards. Only getting 4 on that particular occasion. Lincoln in the shotgun. Hall to his left. Lincoln's going back, but he has pressure on top of him, and the Commanders are able to get to him. Robinson gets the first sack of the game for either team, and that 4-yard gain on 1st and 10 is now negated, and it is 3rd and 13. Lincoln alone in the backfield. Makes a couple of signals. He's trying to move out. He throws that one, and that one just goes right through his receiver's hand. So it is 4th and 13. Commanders get the stop, and my, oh my, they needed that one. Trying to gain a little bit of momentum back on offense, putting the Jets in ill-advised territory. Not necessarily a great punt. This one's going all the way back to the 35, and fortunately for the Commanders, they can't bring it too far past the 40-yard line, only getting it to the 42. So what is Lance Klein going to be able to do on this drive? They started it, run, got it to a second and 1. Klein under center, makes a couple of shifts, hands it off to Rivers. Rivers goes straight up the middle. He gains 6. Commanders, so far the only team to actually call a running play so far in this first quarter. Just a little over halfway through, but Klein in the shotgun. He tries to get that one over to Shelton, and he gets it. Stoudermeer, he appears to be injured. Stoudermeer, he was the one who caught that pass, but he is being evaluated by the trainer. So 2 teams losing a couple of key players on their own side. Klein making a couple of adjustments. He gets the ball. He's looking around. He tries to fire this one, and that one's intercepted. Lance Klein, who does not typically throw a ton of interceptions, puts the first mistake up there on the board, and the Jets are going to be in perfect territory. Aaron Clifford with the interception, without a doubt their number 1 defender, and Lance Klein just put an absolute cherry up there for him. Will Lincoln, he comes back out. This Commanders defense certainly put a lot of pressure on top of him this last series. Can they get it again? He still has that superstar X-Factor ability available. He gets the ball. He throws this one, and that one caught. Just trying to check the number who got it, and that was Gaines making his second catch of today's contest. Just like this first series, just pass after pass, 10 passes in a row. Lincoln again, this time he actually hands it off to Breece Hall, and Breece Hall has a little bit of space, makes one man miss, and the second guy eventually gets there. 2nd and 6, the first rush for this Jets offense. A lot of shotgun this team likes to play out of, and again, we're seeing this right here. This time Breece Hall to Will Lincoln's right, and Lincoln goes and fires it for a completion. This time getting it. Now Will Lincoln, he's going to go underneath center. He's going to make a few adjustments here at the line. Breece Hall behind him. Lincoln going back. He's going to try to make a quick pass and gets it to his receiver. We're at a 2nd and 6 here. That was Hannah making the catch for his first reception of the game. Back to the more traditional shotgun set for this Jets offense. Moving back, this one's going to go by, and this one in and out of the hands. Gaines could not bring that one down. He had a couple of Commanders all over top of him. Will Lincoln from the 22-yard line. He needs 6, but he's thinking about 6 points, not just 6 yards. He eventually finds his receiver, Garrett Wilson. Or pardon me, I believe that's actually Streets who's able to bring that one in for his second catch of the game, but they got their first and 10 from the 14. Boy, oh boy, this Jets offense has been something spectacular here. Will Lincoln again from the shotgun. He's going to have some pressure coming his way, and this one's going to be intercepted, and the Commanders are going to have a wide gap. Can this go all the way? It does, but is Breece Hall going to be able to get there in time? And Whitington, he gets the pick 6 in the Super Bowl, hopefully tying this game up. Will Lincoln had the pressure coming towards him. Whitington able to get that one in clean air. As we can see here on the replay, nothing but pressure. And Jeffrey Whitington, pick 6 in the Super Bowl. When the offense starts to struggle early in the game, you want to rely on your defense. And boy, oh boy, this Commanders team has done so far. And we have a tie ball game. 2 minutes 46 seconds still in this first quarter, and it has been electrifying. Last time the Commanders were in the Super Bowl, they fell behind to the Ravens quite a bit. This one in the end zone, just going to be brought out to the 25-yard line. Will Lincoln has definitely been under a little bit more duress than his counterpart Lance Klein so far. That pick 6 from Whitington ultimately evens things up, as you can see there. Number of yards, 119 for the Jets to 26 for the Commanders. But again, Will Lincoln pressure coming towards him, so he's just going to have to make a move and throw that one to the sideline. So we have a 2nd and 10 coming up. Breece Hall to his right from the shotgun. Pair of receivers to his left. Lincoln. Again, more pressure coming his way, but he's able to find his man, but only for a 4-yard gain, so a 3rd and 6. Will Lincoln again from the shotgun. Breece Hall to his right. Pair of receivers to his left. Lincoln takes the snap. He's going to try to fire that one immediately and just can't get it in for gains. Bounces off his side, and this Commanders defense is stifling. They just put all sorts of pressure 3 and out. But unfortunately, the Commanders' offense is going to have to show a little bit of life here in this one. Can this be the drive? And what a booming punt. No real gains there for the Commanders, starting from the 32-yard line. Lance Klein. 2 3-and-outs in this game. An interception on another drive. Gonna need a big one here. First quick pass goes in and out of the hands. See the stat line there, 1 for 4, 8 yards, and an interception. 123 yards to 24 for the Jets. Lance Klein alone in the backfield, makes a couple of moves. He's going to throw this one quickly, and he finds his receiver, and a beautiful pitch and catch. I believe that was Lamar Shelton getting that one for his first of today's game. A little bit of life, and one of the few first downs that we've seen the Commanders be able to get here today, but Shelton had to take an absolute hit to get through. Just under 90 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Klein, he's going to launch this one just a little too in front of his receiver on that particular occasion. This time he goes back under center. Rivers behind him. 2 receivers out to his left. Hands that one off to Rivers. Rivers has been the more effective back here in today's game. More yards, 3 rushes, 21 yards there. Gains 5 on this particular occasion. A little bit more of a balanced offensive attack for this Commanders. Lance Klein, again, delayed handoff. Rivers, can he find a little bit of space? He's not going to quite get as much as he initially thought. And we're going to have a 4th and inches. Interesting call here on 3rd and 5. So again, we've seen a similar situation here. But this time, Commanders, they are going to go for it. 4th and inches. Lance Klein under center, making a couple of adjustments. 20 seconds still remaining. Again, making a few adjustments. Hands it off to Rivers. Rivers has some open space, easily able to get the first down. And that should do it for our first quarter of play. Now starting our second quarter, Lance Klein back under center. He's going to fake this one to Rivers, but unfortunately he gets sacked on that one. The pressure too much from him. Darby just breaks through this stellar defense, our offensive line for the Commanders. So we have a 2nd and 19. Commanders losing more yards on this occasion. Rivers gets it, but goes nowhere. From what we thought might not be a necessarily super stellar defensive line for this Jets team, these last few plays, they have showed excellent ability. Lance Klein looking for a pass, tries to find it, and just sails it wide of Meadows. So we have a 4th and 19 from the 43-yard line. The punting team comes out too long of a field goal for Aubrey. This one goes up. Hopefully trying to keep this one out, and he's going to pin this one right at the 4-yard line. What a punt. Will Lincoln, who has been under some duress in this game, he is going to be in some really, really tough territory. Will Lincoln, he's going to have this one off to Breece Hall. Breece Hall finds a little bit of space, breaks the first tackle, but can't break the second one. still able to gain 5 yards there, giving his quarterback a little bit of breathing room. We know this Jets team loves to play out of the shotgun. Only the 2 rushing attempts so far here in this game. This is their 3rd attempt, and just barely getting by was Breece Hall. Almost a little bit of a shoelace tack. Leslie Moody, the superstar defensive end for this Commanders team, able to bring them down. 3rd and 1. Will Lincoln making a few adjustments there at the line. He hands it off. Going to be a pass. Gets it over to Breece Hall, but can Breece Hall break through? He barely gets the first down there. Easily been one of the best receiving weapons here for this Jets team. Breece Hall, kind of your do-it-all back. Will Lincoln, he has it. Moving by, too much pressure coming his way, but still able to find his outlet. Breece Hall for a nice 9-yard gain. Breece Hall really been the biggest offensive weapon for either team so far here today's game. Lincoln under center, something we don't see often from him in this game. Fakes it to Breece Hall, but he's going to have some pressure coming right at him, but he ultimately finds his receiver for a big gain. Jets starting to look like their first drive in today's game, where they are just moving it at will, and the Commanders just trying to slow things down. Hannah for his 2nd catch of the game. Jets really kind of operating at will. Will Lincoln initially started under center. He's going to be moving back to the shotgun with Breece Hall to his right. Lincoln fakes it to Hall. Eventually sends it over to Hall, and Hall, he gets pushed back initially, so they're actually going to be only able to gain 5 after initially looking like they were going to be able to gain a lot more. Hall looking tired out there. He has been used play in, play again. Lincoln from the shotgun. Hall tries to go by, and this one's going to almost be intercepted, but barely catching that one. 3rd and 1. Street's able to come down with that one. Commanders showing a heavy blitz package. Lincoln, 3 receivers to his right. He's going to try to fire this one over to Hannah, and he's able to get it into his hands. So that is Gaines, who's able to get his 3rd catch of today's game. And they are able to get this first down. Again, this pass-heavy Jets team has been so efficient. They're going to fake that one, and another broken tackle, just able to quite get there. Rob Hackett, one of their top offensive linemen, he appears to be down with injury, and he is going to the tunnel. Not good for this Jets O-line that has been under a little bit of duress in that first quarter, less so in the second. Just a little under halfway through the second quarter, and this one's going to be just almost intercepted. Harrison looks like he was going to get the 2nd interception on Lincoln here in this one, and that would have been a game changer. Lincoln back under center, makes no attempt to throw it there, and this one just through traffic, able to get it to his tight end, Thomas, and what a beautiful pitch and catch there. Right through traffic, double coverage, but placing it perfectly. Again, this Jets offense, 27 passes so far here, only the 3 rushes, controlling the time of possession. Will Lincoln, that one just slapped out of the air by Whitington. Almost looked like he could have had another interception there, and if he would have gotten his hands on that one, that likely would have gone back for 6. For his 2nd pick 6 of the game. Lincoln alone in the backfield after making a few adjustments at the line. He has pressure coming, but he's ultimately able to deliver a shot to Garrett Wilson, but that one is deflected. 3rd and 10 coming up. 4:04 still on the clock. 2 minutes in this one. Will Lincoln making some notions. Breece Hall to his left. This one just not able to connect with anyone there. Lincoln, who has been so efficient, just sails that one. You believe he was looking for Carl. But 4th and 10, bringing out the field goal unit. The kick is up. And it is good. So the Jets regain their lead here in this one. 10-7. In what has been a little bit of a game of errors by both squads. Whitington almost having his 2nd interception on this drive. The Commanders almost had 2 interceptions, but trying to bring this one out, but only able to get to the 20. And I think that spot might be a little bit generous. Lance Klein and the Commanders offense, they need to score points here. Only 48 offensive yards so far here in this game. Lance Klein, he's going to fire this one over to Rivers. Rivers, can he make a move? He's not going to be able to. Almost looked like he was going to lose yards there, but he ultimately is viewed for forward momentum. Gets that 2nd and 10. Klein from the shotgun. Goes back, immediately tries to throw this one. He finds the receiver, and that one just 3rd and 1. Studemir able to get this one. This time Klein, he's under center. Tosses this one to Rivers. Rivers, he's going to have to break a tackle, but he can't, and he loses yards. And again, one of the stories of this game, this Commanders offense, which has been very efficient all year long, can't get anything going. The best offensive player for this Commanders team so far has been Whitington, the middle linebacker on the defense. That pick 6, but that ball is up. It is a booming kick, fair caught at the 30-yard line. Thought that might have been at the 29, but here we see Will Lincoln coming right back out onto the field yet again. This defense for the Commanders out there a ton so far here today. Hall, fake pass there, or fake handoff there. Lincoln, quick, efficient passing to Carl. You can start to tell this Commanders defense definitely getting a little bit tired as this 2-minute warning comes up. Jets have dominated time of possession here in today's game. Whitington, a tackle, but more importantly, that pick 6. 1st and 10. Lincoln from the shotgun. He's going to be moving to his right. He's looking for a pass. He's just going to throw this one out of bounds wisely as he had 3 Commanders barreling down on top of him. Lincoln going back to his usual shotgun position with Hall to his left, but motions him to his right, sending a 3rd receiver over to his left. Gets it immediately, quick pass. This one's out and about. No one there to take it down, so we have a 3rd and 10. Jets have been very efficient so far in the 3rd and 10s here in today's contest. Lincoln gets it, looking for a pass. Fires this one, eventually able to find Carl, his tight end, for this 1st down. This Commanders team struggling to get the New York Jets off the field on 3rd down. Just a perfectly placed ball on a perfectly ran route. Nothing the defense can really do. Just shy under 90 seconds remaining in the first half of the game. Will Lincoln looking for another shot, and he gets it there, but not quite able to bring that one in as the Commanders jump on top of that with Harrison. Surprise, surprise, Lincoln out of the shotgun. Hall to his left. Playing with inside the pocket. He's going to quickly throw this one, and this one batted out of the air from the Commanders. Bringing to a 3rd and 10. Lone backfield. 3 to his right, 2 to his left. 3 to his left, 2 to his right. And this one fired in, almost intercepted again. Will Lincoln has had 3 potential balls over the last 2 drives that could have been intercepted. He is getting oh so mightily lucky, but this one is up. Can it go through? Let's just see if it did indeed. Up and no good. So the Commanders, off of their stellar defense and a missed kick by the Jets, are still easily in this one, and without a doubt the best field position for Lance Klein. He has it. He's going to try to quickly make this throw. He ultimately gets it to his receiver, but unfortunately not able to bring it in as he's hit on the catch. Klein, quick pass to his tight end. Gain a couple of yards. 3rd and 4. Commanders have to use their first timeout of the half with 54 seconds still remaining, trying to at least get into field goal range. Commanders do get the ball back to start the 2nd quarter. They want to go in either tied or ahead, but this is Klein. He's going to have to make this throw, and this one is indeed caught, and a beautiful reception by Shelton, his #1 target. Second catch of the game for 25 yards, and that was a big one. Some more time running off the clock. Commanders likely still need a few more yards to get into field goal range. Lance Klein alone in the backfield. He gets it to his receiver, and they are able to get that one second and inches. Perfect spot. Fitzsimmons was the recipient on that one. Klein, again, he's going to throw this one. Almost threw that one into triple coverage. Got to be a little bit smarter on that one, but luckily it just went down and out. Third and inches. Gonna need a play here. Klein gets it. Looking for an outlet man. Fires this one. Finds his receiver. First down. Gonna have to quickly get to the line here. Just a little over 10 seconds. Ball is high. Klein out of the shotgun with a clean pocket. Throws that one to Rivers. Rivers can't quite get much on that one. So on 2nd and 7 with 4 seconds left, the Commanders are forced to kick this ball. And it is up, and it is good. Commanders tie the game heading into halftime. 2 seconds remaining, so we're not quite there. This one is up, going all the way back. Going to be returned here for the Jets. Can they break this one through? No, they can't. So as quickly as that kick comes, with the Jets getting the ball, it goes the other way. In what has been a back-and-forth game, the Commanders having a very, very good defense, but is being tested by this Jets offense. Unfortunately, their offense is not giving them much help whatsoever after what looked like a good first play there by Rivers. Whitington, the difference maker, keeping his team in this one with that pick six. The ball is up. Commanders, they're just going to take a knee, take this one out at the 25-yard line. That last drive for the Commanders was easily the best we've seen their offense. Going to need to see a little bit more from them here in this second quarter. Last time they were in their Super Bowl against the Ravens, they started to heat up a lot in the third quarter, but this one absolutely fired and just in and out of the hands. Nothing Lance Klein can do, delivering a perfect ball, but that one just dropped. This time Klein under center, motioning his fullback to his left, hands it off to Rivers, but Rivers met in the backfield. 3-yard loss, and Darby is really starting to put some effect here on this game. And tail of the tape, we've seen this Commanders team in some ill-advised yardage. 3rd and 13. Handoff to Klein, or pardon me, to Rivers. Not really sure the rationale there, especially when Rivers loses a yard. Some interesting play calls here from the Commanders. 3rd and 14, call a running play. Caused you to go 4 and 14. Punting this ball away, likely giving the Jets some pretty darn good yardage here, but this one's going back in. First tackle missed, but then the rest of Commanders team going on top of it. Pettis, fortunately, he looks to be hurt, so he's going to be heading into the tunnel. Will Lincoln getting the ball back almost immediately, like the Commanders didn't even have the ball in that first possession. He gets it. He's looking for a pass, moving throughout the shot, or through in the pocket, and he gets taken down by Green. Commanders get their second sack of today's game. Will Lincoln just being attacked and abused in that pocket. Delivers this shot and finds his receiver, getting all those yardage back. And again, just being extremely efficient throughout the air and streets with his 4th catch. Will Lincoln seemingly finding all of his major weapons here today for multiple attempts, but Brees Hall, he takes this one, only able to gain a couple. So we're going to 2nd and 8. This Commanders team is extremely difficult to run against with their rushers, their interior linemen, and their linebackers. Brees Hall again, but he finds a little bit of an open lane, breaks the first tackle, and Brian Gaines, this time, he appears to be hurt. Looks like he got a little bit roughed up on the play, and he is now making his way into the locker room. This is the second Jets offensive player that we've seen make their way there. 3rd and 2. Can the Commanders find a way to get this one out? But this one's going to be passed, and it's going to be in and out of the hands. And Commanders survive yet another defensive stoppage. But the Jets, they are keeping their offense out there, the 39-yard line. They feel they can potentially get this. They're going to hand this one off right down the middle for Brees Hall. He's right at the line. Did he get it? The officials are saying yes. Whitington making the tackle there. So the Jets calling the risky 4th and 2 on the 39-yard line of the Commanders' territory. Works out. Lincoln shifts a bunch of players over. Screen pass. Not able to gain too much on that one. Pulling out the Matt Canada playbook. And Streets bring that one in for only a yard. Diggs getting his 3rd tackle of today's contest. Hall to Lincoln's left. Hall, he's going to receive the handoff, but he is met right away into the waiting arms of Leslie Moody. You are not going to be able to run much on him. He is a big, big boy that is hard to move. Lincoln has time, moving around the pocket. He's going to try to fire this one to an open man. Mick Gore appears to be shaken up on the play. He is going to go over to the bench. Appears to be a little bit of a rotator cuff shoulder injury. Washington is challenging the play on the field. I think they might be attempting to challenge if this was caught in bounds. 1-2. Right now, looking at this, I personally believe Streets had this ball, but here we see the officials coming out, and it is indeed confirmed. So 1st and 10. Commanders lose a timeout, which in such a close game like this is going to be critical. Hall moves it up the left-hand side. 4-7 on this one. Diggs gets the tackle. Heavy personnel, both teams. Lincoln under center. Hands it off to the fullback, and the fullback able to get it into the end zone. The classic fullback sneak, and Andy Miller gets his touchdown in the Super Bowl. Jets back up by 6. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Jets, again, with their efficient offense just kind of going at will. Commanders are really going to have a big change here in this game if they are going to want to potentially win this Super Bowl. And that man right there, Lance Klein, who has been so good these last few years, needs a big-time couple of drives. He needs to bring that clutch factor in. Rivers to his side. Hopefully he can get a handful of better play calls his way. In the shotgun, quick throw, not able to gain much, only the yard. Quick pass there, not going to be able to do too much. Soudamir was the one who caught that pass, the very efficient, talented tight end. Rivers able to get this ball, but can he break free a little more? And Tyron Whitehead, he appears to be injured on the play. 3rd and 6, only a 3-yard game, and Whitehead, he is making his way to the tunnel, so one of this Commanders offensive linemen down. 3rd and 6. Lance Klein shifting everything around, even split, gets the ball, quick throw, able to get a man, and we have a Commanders first down. Meadows on the reception there. Very big time clutch play, able to just find an open man. Let's see if the Commanders can continue this drive. Only 11 rushes, 19 passes, not even reaching the same amount of total plays thrown by Will Lincoln so far in this one. That one, quick short pass to Lamar Shelton, his third of the game. Lance Klein back under center. Rivers in the backfield. Klein hands it off to Rivers. Rivers makes a good initial first move, but can only gain a couple, and he appears to be a little bit slow to get up here at the moment. Hopefully he's going to be able to be okay. 3rd and 1. What are the Commanders going to be able to do here? Hand it right up the middle, and they are indeed able to get it. Rivers, after looking like he was a little bit hurt on the last play, gets the first down to continue this drive. Commanders potentially might need to speed up their offense just a little bit more here in this particular contest. Klein hands this one off to Rivers yet again. They are committed to this run game, saying we are not afraid. And you know what? Giving their defense some time to breathe there on the sideline is definitely not a bad strategy. Klein in the shotgun. Hands it off to Rivers again, but can Rivers get some protection in front of him? Only able to gain the 3 or the 2. But pardon me, that was actually Metcalf getting the ball. Klein in the backfield yet again from shotgun. Making a few adjustments. 3rd and 6. Critical play here for his offense. Moving throughout the pocket. Finds his receiver for a first down. Finds Meadows yet again. Meadows has just been so clutch so far this drive at just getting those 3rd and mediums and getting some big plays. Just a minute still remaining in this 3rd quarter. Jets lead by 7. Klein hands this one off to, I believe, Metcalf. Pardon me, it is indeed Rivers. He's able to gain 4 on this play. I still believe the Commanders need to hurry up this offense just a little bit, because they are going to have to get at least 2 more scores. This one fired and into the hands of a Commander receiver. Lance Klein starting to heat up a little bit more in this quarter. 2 seconds remaining, and that is going to bring us to the 4th quarter here in the Super Bowl. Offense for the Jets dominating in this one, especially in the passing department. Lance Klein, 10 minutes remaining. The biggest stage. Is he going to go 0 for 2 in the Super Bowl? But he's going to fire this one. Can his receiver get in the end zone? He's going to be a yard short. Lamar Shelton so close. Heavy personnel, both sides. Lance Klein under center. He gets it. He's going to toss this one to Rivers. Rivers has nowhere to go, and he fumbles the ball. And the Jets are going to pick this one up. And there's some free space at the Jets. They are going to go for a fumble return touchdown to extend this lead to 14 unless Rivers can get there. Tracy Chambers extends this one. Who would have thought that we would have seen 2 defensive touchdowns in this one? Defense really is the best offense. Rivers, the backup running back, fumbles in one of the biggest games. Bryce Jefferson, the superstar #1 running back for this for this Commanders team, out. And it is definitely coming up on screen here. 9-14 for this Commanders team to try to find a way to get 2 touchdowns. This offense only has been able to put up 3 points. This last drive, they were looking good, but they're definitely going to have to start going to more of a passing attack here, and hopefully their defense can help them out a little bit more. Not able to get it to the 25, so they're starting 3 yards back if they would have just let that ball go through. Lance Klein making his way out onto the field. Last couple passes from him have been stellar. First play, hands it right to Rivers. Trying to get a little bit more confidence back in that young man. An injury timeout for the Jets, not having to use that official timeout. And another thing with that challenge earlier in the third quarter, Commanders only have the 2 timeouts. How much is that going to come to be a factor here in this game? Klein, he's going to fire this one, eventually able to find his target on that one for a first down. Or pardon me, only able to get a handful there, so it's 3rd and 7. Klein again from the shotgun. Has some time. He's going to launch this one, and that one batted out of the air. Jets defense comes up clutch. A key moment. 9 minutes in this one. Do you go for it here? Commanders are electing to punt the ball. From their 28-yard line, it's definitely a situation where you definitely think that kicking it might be the smart option, but with how good this Jets offense has been motoring in today's game, might have just been better to attempt to go for it. If Will Lincoln and this Jets team can somehow find a way to get another touchdown, that's likely the ball game. But this one, we're going to see a penalty coming up here on this play. Which side is it going to be on? Pass interference on the defensive side of things. Trayvon Diggs, who has been so good in the tackling department, ultimately burns his team and gives Will Lincoln and the Jets just easy free yards alone in the backfield. Lincoln, he's going to be pressured right away, but that was a screenplay. And we have another flag here on the play, back-to-back. Personal foul, roughing the passer defense. Commanders are imploding here at the moment. Back-to-back penalties are really, really hurting them. Lincoln has all the time in the world. Finds his receiver for a couple. Gets that to 9-yard gain. And Garrett Wilson, haven't called his name as many times as I would have expected here in today's contest, but he has still been a factor nonetheless. But Will Lincoln, he throws that one into traffic. Lincoln, he easily could have potentially 4 interceptions in this one. That one just a simple bat down. 3rd and 1 from the 21-yard line. This one easily going for a first down, just a quick pitch and catch. Jets moving the ball with ease. Carl, their young stud tight end, with an excellent catch in open space, gives the stiff arm, says, "How you doing?" Jets on the doorstep, 13 yards away, 1st and 10. Lincoln making a couple of adjustments here at the line. Eventually gets the ball. Has some time in the pocket, but he's going to have to move out, and this one's ultimately put into the hands of Streets, and again, just this efficient day. Streets, his 7th catch for his 77th yard. McClendon able to get the tackle. 2nd and inches. Jets likely in high scoring positions. This one right there, and that's a touchdown. Garrett Wilson getting his. Right now, the Jets are in full command and playing the violin, signaling that this one might be too far out of reach. Unfortunately, I think they might be right here. Commanders, they made a game out of it with the Ravens the last time they were there in the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, it just doesn't look like they're going to be able to have it here today. You got to wonder how much the loss of Bryce Jefferson is affecting them. Rivers with that key fumble on the 1-yard line. This ball not able to quite get there. Taken to the 22-yard line. Gonna have to march almost 80 yards. Down 3 scores. You're essentially gonna have to do 1 touchdown almost every 2 minutes here for this Commanders team if they're going to want to try to get back into this game. And a screenplay to start it, almost able to break free, but their offense is going to have to quickly go here. Meadows, who's been so good on 3rd down, no time to lollygag here, fellas. Try to get this one going. 2nd and 1. Klein back there. He's going to find his man. Gets it to his receiver for a first down, and this time Stoudemire able to bring this one in. Line looking for the ball, taking some time. He eventually gets the snap. He's going to fire this one, gets it to Lamar Shelton. And this attack, pass attack, definitely starting to heat up a little bit more. Gotta wonder if they might have, probably should have used this a little bit earlier in the game. They're going to need a quick touchdown here in this one, and can that one be it? And a big play to Stoudermere yet again. This young superstar tight end. Both teams have a pair. And the Commanders, they are in the red zone. Rivers, he has maybe a little bit of redemption here, but can he make a move? He's definitely going to get the first down, but he is not going to be able to get into the end zone. 4:40 still remaining, some time maybe not on the side of the Commanders. They're going to have to really go here. Last time they were in the red zone this close, they fumbled it, and it was this man exactly who fumbled it. Rivers trying to get it in. They are going to be 2nd and 1. Quick plays are going to have to be made. Klein with Rivers alone in the backfield. Taking some time. This one handed off to Rivers. He is able to get it into the end zone for the score. It is the first touchdown for the Commanders. Their offense, I should say, at least, in this one. Got to be going for 2 here. Got to expect the onside kick. They're actually going to be kicking this one. I guess they're going to be hoping for a quick 3 and out from their defense. That is the only way I see what they're really doing here. Onside kick coming right into the hands of a Jets player. You gotta wonder if maybe a little bit of that time taken off from this Jets team, or pardon me, from this Commanders team, and how long that drive took them. Maybe a little bit, not as much urgency as you would like to see, especially in the biggest game of the year. Will Lincoln making his way out. Likely going to see them if they score. That going to be the final nail in the coffin for the Commanders. Lincoln still going to be trying to throw this one. He ultimately finds his target. And Devontae Calhoun, he is injured on the play. Does not appear to be too big of an injury, but he does make his way over to the sideline. Also got his second catch there, but it is a 2nd and 1. Luckily for the Commanders, that injury timeout did stop the clock. Fortunately, their defense, this one's still going to be passed. That one's going to be caught for a first down, and this is just not what you want. If you are the Commanders, you're fine with the injury timeouts, but you got to get them off the field, and another offensive lineman for the Jets goes down. Commanders need to find a way to get the Jets off the field. Need an interception. And with how much they throw the ball, almost an ability. Elijah Vera Tucker, he's going to go down with an injury this time. Got to start to wonder when timeouts are going to be used against the Jets for all these injury timeouts. But Breece Hall running this one up the middle. Gains 9 on that attempt with a big boy run. Lincoln, he has the ball from the shotgun. Alone in the backfield. He's going to fire this one to Breece Hall. He started the game off with scoring. He's going to get this first down. And again, story of the game. This Jets offense doing whatever they want, whenever they want against this Commanders defense. And on the opposite side, Commanders offense basically giving no support. This one handed off to Hall. He's going to go up the middle. Time being run off the clock, only able to gain a couple from the 3-yard line. That is the 2-minute warning. Jets fans have been waiting for this moment since Joe Namath, all the way back. Some interesting maneuvers there. The Commanders are able to get the tackle behind the line. Still 3rd and goal. Commanders need to get a couple of stops here. They do, but that's a timeout. Fortunately for the Commanders, it might be a little too late for anything to go, especially with that field goal going in. I'm not a mathematician, but It is without a doubt still 2, if not 3-point possession. Jets get the touchback here, and Lance Klein, he's going to have to hope for a miracle play here. Getting this one, it's going to have to be a 1-2 play drive in that ultimately results in a touchdown to potentially get this game back within reach. And he fires this one and trying to break through. Can he get much more? It's going to have to be a quick rush. 90 seconds still remaining in this one. Klein, he gets the ball back. He's going to go looking for a pass. Gets that one out of bounds. 2nd and 8. Clock is stopped with 87 seconds still remaining in this one. Pass-heavy offense going to be here for the Commanders, but again, it just might be a little too late in this one. This pass going and eventually able to collect. Commanders continuing to work really efficiently here, but they're going to need a lot more. The short pass isn't really going to do too much. Going to be just under a minute remaining. Really just hoping to try to get at least one more score to make this scoreline just a little bit better in this one. But this one, can they get it into the end zone? A beautiful pass. But this one ultimately not quite able to get there as it stopped on the 1. Commanders are going to need a touchdown here. Trying to fire this one in, and they get it. Commanders touchdown. Josh Meadows, who's ultimately been the best receiver in this particular game. But, like I said, unfortunately, this is actually going to be brought back for a booth review. Commanders, can they get it? Fortunately, I think this one's coming back. Josh Meadows, as you can hear fans say there, waste of time, and this one's coming back, unfortunately. Actually, it is confirmed a touchdown. Commanders going for the PAT. They are 10 points down. Onside kick coming, but can they get it? This one's going, bouncing around, collected by the Jets. That is going to do it. You have to wonder if the Commanders got that 2-point conversion, they would have been at 25. Still 9 down at that point. And maybe they just ultimately looked at it and said it's too far out of reach. But it's going to be a New York Jets Super Bowl victory in the year of 2032. The New York Football Jets are your Super Bowl champions. The final kneel of today's game. And that's gonna do it, folks. Super Bowl coming back to the Big Apple. This time to the team in green. The Commanders, for the 2nd time in 5 years, make it to the Super Bowl, but fail to get it done. Congratulations to the Jets. Will Lincoln, Lance Klein battled it out, but that man right there had himself easily the better day. And the Jets are your Super Bowl champions. So, unfortunately, now no longer in the play-by-play mode, back to being the Washington Commanders general manager. It's a little bittersweet. We were easily the better team here today, guys, and on paper, but again, on paper means diddly squat. The New York Jets were the better team on the field, and they just took it to us. The Commanders, we had nothing on offense, and yeah, so taking a look here at the player stats in this one for the Commanders, Lance Klein, 276 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception off of 35 attempts, completing 25 of them for 71 completion percentage. Greg Rivers, 51 rushing yards off of 18 attempts. He did get the 1 TD, but ultimately having that game-sealing fumble on the 1 yard line ultimately put an end to this game here today, guys. You gotta wonder if Jefferson was in today, would he have had those similar mistakes? Receiving, Stoudemire played very well with the 7 catches. Lamar Shelton, Meadows just making play after play after play. Looking at the sacks, Inzerma gave up the lone sacks going to the defensive side of the ball. Jeffrey Whittington, without a doubt, the MVP of today's game, getting the 10 sacks, tackle for a loss, the 92-yard interception return. Taking a look at the sacks, Amari Green, Steve Robertson, one of our corners able to get it. Taking a look here at Bolden, not able to get really any effect on today's game. Leslie Moody also not having much of an effect. Brandon Aubrey, again, he did exactly what he needed to do, but unfortunately, we just weren't able to get it done today. So, as we know, at the end of the year, we always look here. The New York Jets get their second Super Bowl championship. If I'm remembering, just trying to see when they actually got their last one, all the way back in Super Bowl III when they had it. Joe Namath gets it in 1968, the long drought to 2032. Jets getting their second ever. Will Lincoln deservedly gets the Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow gets the MVP. Sean Easton, our head coach, gets Coach of the Year. Jamar Chase, Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons, the Defensive Player of the Year. QB Thad Hart for the Lions gets the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and middle linebacker Moses Dunbar gets it for the Titans and the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Would have loved to see a Super Bowl victory here today, guys, because unfortunately, this is indeed the last episode of this Washington Commanders franchise. Technically, it's not the last episode, but we do have one more kind of ultimately going away present or going away party for this Commanders team. Definitely would have loved to see it go out on a high note. And unfortunately, with this team, some of the players that we know are going to be free agents here. If I can remember to find the actual free agency thing. Taking a look at the re-sign, again, we only have that $1 million Amari Green. He is going to be a free agent, or he's going to be a fifth-year option. McClendon, he's going to be gone. Leslie Moody, he's gone. Flathery, he's gone. Robertson, he's gone. Gabriel Bayless, our backup quarterback, is gone. Again, just all of these guys, it is going to be a massive, massive hit to this year. And like I said, this series is indeed coming to an end. this technically is going to be the final episode. We will have one more kind of send off episode here, but thank you all so much for watching here today, guys. Unfortunately, we just couldn't get it done, and we'll see you in the send off.